What I'm going to do today is replace a garbage disposal. If your garbage disposal doesn't turn on, there is a reset button usually on the bottom or on the face of it. You want to try and reset that. And if it's just jammed up, there is a tool that you can put in the bottom, turn it around manually, and hopefully that'll clear up your clog. But if it is leaking, a lot of times the top portion here is made of plastic and it gets a small crack in it and starts leaking, so you'll need to replace it. First thing you're going to want to do is unplug it, or if you have it direct wired, you're going to want to go down and turn off the power to it and use a hot stick here or a meter to ensure that the power is completely off. Okay, this one happens to have the dishwasher drain emptying inside here, so we'll go ahead and disconnect that. There is a plug that's in here if you don't have a dishwasher drain hooked up to your garbage disposal, and that's fine. It's probably plumbed a different way, or you may not even have a dishwasher in this area. And then we will take and disconnect the plumbing here for the sink drain. Now with those screws out, pull the flange back, we can go ahead and disconnect our hose up here, and then we can take apart our compression fitting for the sink. There's several different kinds here. This happens to be an InSinkErator, Evergrind, Badger, several Sears models, Kenmore. They have this type of locking system up here. Otherwise, there is some type of ring that you would have to unscrew. Please note that the motor is rather heavy and will fall down, so you'll want to use two hands. This particular one with the InSinkErator, you put a strong screwdriver in there, turn this counterclockwise. That will release the clamp there, and then we can take it down. Now we'll disconnect our power cord. We'll go ahead, take and unscrew the little access cover here. Take that out of the way, or we can access our wiring here. We have a ground screw that will take and loosen up as well. You should have a cable clamp on there. If you don't have one, you want to purchase one. And we'll go ahead, back out the screws for the clamp, pull our power cord out, and then this simply just unscrews counterclockwise. Okay, this one has an InSinkErator mounting system. Our new one is made by Evergrind, which is also made by InSinkErator, so we don't really need to replace this, but I'm going to go through the process just in case you have a different brand and you need to use the correct mounting system. So on this one here, there are some screws here. There's 3 screws. We'll go ahead and loosen those up, and that will loosen up the bowl in the sink. Okay, you can push that up. Now it'll be loose in there. This is our new one here. You want to just back off these screws when it comes in. Then there is this little ring here. You want to wear a little eye protection here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pop this little ring off, and this whole system will come apart. So on here, on the back side, we're going to put some plumber's putty. We're going to put a little snake of plumber's putty. This happens to be going into a stainless steel sink. If you have a cultured marble type sink, this plumber's putty is incompatible with that. You'll need to use a silicone sealer. Okay, to fully remove our old one, we'll just take and little rubber thing came off there, was stuck on there. We'll take that little silver ring off. This whole thing will come out. Okay, I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Okay, now that that's all cleaned up, we'll go ahead, we'll put our drain thing in there. Then on the bottom, you still need to put this little cardboard thing on there. That is to go onto the bottom of the bowl. We'll slide this on and then put our little ring on there that holds it up there. And these screws, goes in this direction, these screws will push up on here, and with this ring on here on the bottom, we'll pull this whole thing really tight together. Then we'll come up here, whatever plumber's putty oozes out, we'll just take that and remove that. Okay, now with that little ring snapped in there, we'll go ahead, line up our top plate here. And start tightening these screws up. Okay, it helps if you put your hand up here and hold that steady while you tighten these up. These are all tightened up now. Now we'll go up on top here and remove the excess of our plumber's putty that oozed out. Okay, we have our new disposer here. We are going to be connecting the drain from the dishwasher to it. If you do not do that, just leave this plug in here. So we're going to remove this plug so it can drain down in here. So just put a screwdriver in there, give it a tap with a hammer, it'll come right out. In our drain tailpipe here, we'll put our new bracket on there with our compression fitting on there, and we're all set to put that inside. Okay, it comes with a new gasket with the drain. Put that in there. And this top piece here, as you can see, swivels. So if it's too heavy for you to pick up, because some units are quite a bit larger than this one, this is only 1/3 horsepower, but they get to be quite heavy. You want to maybe put a box underneath there to hold it up. So what we're going to do is this tab right here is going to lock in up on the flange that we just installed on the bottom of the sink, and then we will put a screwdriver in here, turn this while holding this in place, and lock it in. But before we do that, we're going to hook up our electrical. that access cover. You have a black and a white wire here, as well as a ground. We'll take our little cable clamp here, feed our wires through there, feed it through the hole there, and you don't need a nut for the back of your cable clamp. If you bought one and it came with a nut, you can just discard that. So we'll just take and screw our cable clamp in here, and then once it's in there, we'll tighten these screws down onto our wire. Now we'll take our ground wire and we'll attach that to this green screw here. Now we'll take our black wire. This one's coated as black. Go ahead, put these two wires together and put a wire nut on there. Do the same for our white wire. A quick little small tug there, make sure they're in there. Tuck our wire nuts inside here and replace our cover. We'll replace our cover. This little tab goes on that side. Now we're ready to install it. Okay, making sure that our disposer is lined up where we want it. We'll go ahead, hold the disposer, turn our little screwdriver here till the cam locks in place. And we'll take and attach our drain here. Put the two screws in there, and we'll put our dishwasher hose on there, tighten that clamp down. Okay, we'll install our compression fitting here. Tighten that up hand tight. And we'll go ahead and plug the unit in. Okay, lastly, we'll turn the water on. We'll just check for leaks here. Everything looks good. One last thing, this is that small wrench there. You put that in the center here and you can turn the disposer motor over with it to dislodge anything that's jammed in there.